And I'm your host. I'm a guy that's not always a saint, but rarely a sinner, but has the mindset of a certified winner, John R. Hudson, to talk the latest and greatest in Hudson County news. So, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the Arrive Together program. That's this de-escalation program that has mental health professionals work with law enforcement in the case of a mental health crisis or emergency. And now Jersey City, after many months of some activists pushing for this, has finally decided to join the program. So we're going to tell you what that looks like and how this could be beneficial in the second largest city here in the state of New Jersey, and of course the unofficial capital of Hudson County. So beyond that, we got a little more drama out of Hoboken, of course, and right there, what we have in this case is you had this property owner, a homeowner. They had a place on Park Ave, and there was some construction work being done next door. And because it infringed on their property, they sued the city and the zoning board, the building of construction official, zoning officer, and the judge ended up handing down a judgment in just a few months, which is pretty rare around these parts, but it looks like he considered this, or I should say she considered this an open and shut case. So that is a six-figure award. I'm going to tell you what that story's all about. Also going to chat a little bit what was going on at the Hispanic State Parade, and just what it looked like. We were going to have a peaceful Sunday. It wasn't meant to be. Instead, we got another round of Leroy Truth versus State Senator and Union City Mayor Brian Stack. So we're going to dive into that a little bit. Also going to talk about some happenings in Trenton, specifically some bills coming from Assemblyman Julio Marenco. And today, my guest is going to be Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day. He's also a candidate for Jersey City Mayor. So we're going to talk about all that and a whole lot more right after this word from our sponsors.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Hudson County View live at Uncut. So let's talk about this Arrive Together program coming to Jersey City. So we heard this from the Attorney General's office. They said it in a release that went out to the press at large on Monday. So let's see what Governor Phil Murphy had to say. Since its inception, Arrive Together has enhanced New Jersey law enforcement officers' response to mental health emergencies. This model has proven to be a valuable tool in our efforts to quickly and efficiently connect our residents with help during times of mental distress. Now operating in Jersey City, our state's second largest city, this program will continue to make a difference in those in need and save lives. I am pleased to see this program continue to expand its footprint across our state. And he went on, but I think you get the point. And specifically, they're using what they're going to call a co-response and follow-up model. And what that means is plainclothes police officers and mental health professionals from the Jersey City Medical Center will respond together after a call has been identified as appropriate for a co-response or a follow-up. Again, this is for mental health crises or emergencies specifically. And a lot of activists have been talking about this for over a year. Of course, in August 2023, we had this situation where Andrew Washington was fatally shot. He was a guy that was barricaded in his apartment, and the police eventually fatally shot him after he came at them with some sort of a knife. And this was while he was in the midst of a mental health crisis, and the family, specifically his sister, has filed lawsuit against the city and the police department, and the whole incident itself is still under review by the New Jersey Attorney General's office. So with that in mind, this is also the second municipality in Hudson County to enter the program. The city of Bayonne, through a partnership with Hudson County Sheriff's Office, announced that they would be joining Arrive Together. That was April 23. And of course, Matt Platkin, the AG, is happy to see this development. He said Arrive Together is a national model with a proven track record of improving outcomes for individuals who encounter law enforcement while in need of mental health services. Again, he went on, but I think we all kind of get the point here. And beyond that, you know, we heard from Mayor Fulop, and this one is a little more interesting because, you know, some city officials, including the mayor and the public safety director, had been a bit hesitant to embrace this program. So seeing him do so was a welcome surprise for some people that I've heard from the Jersey City community. And he said, "We are pleased to partner with the AG's office to implement this program and further build upon our public safety efforts. We have reached the lowest homicide rate on record in Jersey City. We continue to see historic reductions in crime year after year in the state's second largest city. Our strategic public safety initiatives are clearly making a difference. We are always willing to try new initiatives and look to further improve public safety for our residents." Now, that last slide is something that you guys might remember that he said when the city cut the ribbon on the Public Safety De-Escalation and Training Center last month. That was September 10th. And he said something, again, nearly identical to that. And we heard from Public Safety Director James Shea, as I just alluded to. And he said what they do is they respond after the police response. And remember, he's talking about Arrive Together. So we're perfectly willing to go along with that. The more services we can provide to people in mental crisis, the better. But we're concerned with the way it's presented to the public, and the public believes that it will be an alternative that can respond instead of the police, when the truth is that they will not respond until the police secure the scene, just like is happening now. So some important context on this story. And of course, Hudson County Prosecutor Esther Suarez, also a fan, and Jersey City Warden Councilman James Solomon, and former Gov. Jim McGreevey, candidates for mayor, also came out in support. And, you know, I'm sure Commissioner O'Day will have some things to tell me in just a few moments. So with that, we're going to hop on to the next topic, and that's this settlement in Hoboken. Now, this is an unusual case, and I mean, I got to tell you, I don't think I've seen one exactly like this before. So Hudson County Superior Court Judge Jane L. Weeder on September 3rd awarded Abby Turk $173,730 to settle a zoning dispute. So if you saw my intro, you heard me talk about what this is, and there was construction at 920 Park Ave. They had permits that was approved by the zoning board and the zoning officer. The construction went beyond the line, the property line, and it went into 918 Park Ave, where Ms. Turk lives. And she contested this with the city, and she lost the appeal. She took it to court, and she won. And this is after she got an award of I believe that's $788 in attorney fees. That was on May 18th. And what's interesting to me is that there's a notation on the September 3rd outcome that says that the motion was unopposed with a proof hearing originally scheduled for March. It was delayed until May 20th, and that hearing was adjourned after the defendants, again, which is the city and the municipal agencies, was unopposed with a proof here, and the defendants wanted an opportunity to object in writing, but they never followed one according to this two-page ruling. And on the next day of the next hearing, July 1, 2024, counsel for the municipal defendants made a brief argument that the actions of the Hoboken defendants did not harm plaintiff. There was no objection to the hourly fee or rate requested by plaintiff's counsel. Further, this August 12, 2024 submission for attorney's fees was unopposed. Quite unusual, if I say so myself. The city, through spokeswoman Marilyn Baer, told me that they plan on appealing the decision. Let's see what happens there, but it doesn't look like this is going to be an easy one to win. And briefly talk about this Hispanic State Parade drama. So let's just dive right in. I mean, the main question I'm getting from people is, hey, what did the video look like? What did it say? Well, I couldn't tell you because a copy of the video doesn't seem to exist anywhere online, which is really unusual, but that's the way it is for now. When it comes out, if it comes out, I'll let you guys know. But Myra Dominguez, Hispanic State Parade president, said, "Surviving for Justice," which is an offshoot of Leroy Truth Investigations, but they didn't know that at the time, shamelessly used their community as political pawns through browser manipulation. Their lies and false information turned a celebration of pride into a platform for propaganda. And they said this was hijacked to air a video character assassination against Senator Stack and his partner, Ms. Mercedes Jacquin. So, you know, I spoke with Mr. Truth, whose real name's Leonard Filipowski, and he says, in short, He paid with an account that has his name on it, Leonard Filipowski, and the focus was on surviving for justice. I promoted myself. We followed all the proper channels and protocols, and I'm not really sure why we're talking about this. I'm paraphrasing, but that's a long story short. Again, if we get any video of this, we'll be happy to post that in short order. With that, folks, going to take a quick break. Going to sit down with Hudson County Commissioner and Jersey City mayoral candidate Bill O'Day in just a few moments.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its two newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Hudson County View live on Uncut. John Hudson, as I said a few moments ago. Today, my guest is Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day, and he's running for Jersey City Mayor in 2025. Commissioner, always nice to have you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
All right, so the big conversation, I mean, there's always a lot, but I'd say the big one in the past week in Jersey City has been about affordable housing. Obviously, Jim McGreevey did this letter, and, well, a lot of people had a lot to say about it. And
including
none of it was, including yourself, and none of it was particularly good. So why did you take offense to this particular piece?
Because Jim McGreevey is a fraud when it comes to affordable housing. As the mayor of Woodbridge, he created no affordable housing. As the mayor, he had vacancy decontrol. You could pass on to tenants water, sewer, taxes, utility bills. It's no friend of tenants. And as the governor of the state of New Jersey, he did all in his power to allow wealthy cities to avoid their COA obligations. You don't have to believe me. Look at Fair Share. Look at his record. Even when Corzine came in and did the right thing, they cited how bad Jim McGreevey was. So that's part of it. The second part of it is I work on affordable housing projects all day long. I'm working, probably helping 5 in Jersey City now that will create more than 1,000 units. Jim doesn't know about that because Jim stays 30,000 feet in the air. He doesn't know what it's like to be on the ground and actually get stuff done. So Bayfront alone, close to 700 affordable housing units. Holland Gardens, 303 affordable housing units. Garfield Avenue, 200 affordable housing units. That alone is over 1,000 units. Smaller, 701 Newark Avenue, about 40 to 50 affordable housing units. And most of them use Aspire. So whoever wrote his paper for him, yes, Aspire exists. I've worked on literally working models on the financing for Aspire models. I actually know how to do it. So if Jim would love to come here one day and debate me on affordable housing, I'll even give him a handicap match. He can bring whoever writes his papers for him. It's probably Ted Zingari, Mike Perucci, someone else. They can all be here. I know how to do affordable housing. Right now I'm actually working with Blesk to do 18 units plus their offices and training on MLK. So I wasn't offended by it. To some degree, had I been the mayor and I negotiated the Pompidou, yes, I would have wanted 240 units, 20% affordable housing with an Aspire and low-income housing tax credits. And I would have shown them how to make the economics work.
Okay, well, you said
That was a lot, I know.
You said a lot, so let's take it from the top here. So, okay, so when we're talking about all those projects you just mentioned, do you think those will all be complete at some point during the tenure of the next administration?
All of them, probably not. That's what the other joke was. This guy's going to create 1,000 units. You don't create them out of the air. Development projects take years. So I would guess that maybe half of Bayfront would be done between now and 2029. I would think at least the first phases of Holland Gardens would be done. The first phase of Garfield will be done. 701 North Avenue done. So maybe just those projects, probably 600-700 units. But there are a lot of other projects you could do, and there's a lot of small projects you could do. So yeah, doing 1,000 you can do, but writing it down on a piece of paper when your math is wrong, he was going to devote $150 million of property tax revenue. Guess what, Jim? Jersey City only gets 55 of that. The Board of Ed gets more, the county gets its share. Oh, by the way, that $150 million was over 30 years. So 55 divided by 30, I think my math is pretty good, is a little more than 1.8 million a year. Times 4, 7.2 million. He's 142.8 million short of his own calculation. I don't want to give him a math class if he comes here. I don't think he'll come and debate me or any of his whatever consultants. But that's just the reality.
Well, and welcoming a handicap match, I mean, I don't think I've seen that since Hulkamania was running wild, brother.
He needs all the help he could get. But I gladly have him come. Look, he's going to wait till the filing of all mayoral candidates till he'll debate anybody, because he doesn't want to debate. Come on, you know that.
Fair enough. We'll see. I mean, look, we'll put the invitation out and we'll let the chips fall where they
Look,
may.
I'll tie one hand behind my back if I have to. I don't know if that
Blindfold
gets me.
match?
I'm blindfold now. I could be afraid of getting hit over the head with a chair if that happens. Not by him. He would never do that. It's somebody else.
So with that, let's talk also just a little bit about, so look, obviously, you know, last week I had Wardy Councilman James Solomon on, and
Yes.
I think he articulated well his vision of the city. Whether people like it or not is a different story. So just tell us, like, aside from the affordable housing, which I think we just talked about in pretty good detail, what makes you different from the other candidates in the field right now?
Well, some things is I want to bring back traffic control within the department. We don't have a unit. I think there's one person. We used to have a motorcycle squad. The motorcycles are in storage. I think that's critical to do. The other thing is I'm going to take a 4-year budget. I don't want to take 1 year at a time, because I think to deal with a $100 million operating deficit, which is what we have, you got to do it over 4 years, and you got to be honest with people, and you got to make tough decisions. The other big thing is I'm going to go in there and do what's right. I'm not going to worry about getting reelected. I certainly am not going to worry about running for any other office. I think my career is at a point that those options are not things that I'm going to look at. And you mentioned the issue with mental health and the program. So I'm working now with the Housing Authority and Alliance, which is a qualified federal health center, to put a mental health stabilization center on Oak Street. So when that program is in place now,
Ride Together, you mean?
Right. When Ride Together, they'll have a place to bring them. Because my biggest concern, you don't bring them to a correctional facility. Bringing a person with a mental health problem to a correctional facility only exacerbates the problem. So that with a mental health court, I mean, I think we have real concrete solutions to try to address that issue. So I only got 12 minutes, so I can't talk about other things. Free summer camps for kids.
Hold that thought. Hold on. We're going
right.
to take a quick break,
All right.
and then we can get into summer camps when we
Okay.
come back. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design studio and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
No one plans on heart disease, but everyone should have a plan for it. We help patients of all lifestyles and medical histories plan for healthy hearts. We offer convenient screenings without judgment, hundreds of preventive programs, and women's heart specialists. And we're the largest cardiac surgery program in New Jersey. Make plans for a healthy heart with RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
Hudson County View, live at Uncut. John Arhitis, still here with Hudson County Commissioner Bill O'Day, who's a candidate for Jersey City Mayor. So you were just starting to say something about what you like to do with summer camps and programs.
So we need to bring back free summer camps in our city recreation parks and in our city parks. As a commissioner, I've had them for over 20 years in Lincoln Park. I got tennis, I got soccer, I got basketball. I think one of the big differences, John, is issue by issue, I'm going to show you what I've done as it relates to what I want to do. So affordable housing, I've worked on projects that I was just talking to you about. I worked years ago with Mayor Fulop to do 9 units of transitional housing for homeless vets. Real stuff, not ideas. Ideas are nice, and we need ideas, but show me what you've done. Judge me by my record. And we have great summer camps in our county parks, which I'm proud of being part of bringing them into existence. Jersey City needs them. Right now they have one summer camp and you have to pay for it. My grandson went to it, not this past summer, but the summer before. When I was a kid, they had free summer camps. We need to bring free pools back. How does a person at the end of the month decide to spend $5 to take their kid to a pool or give them a hot meal? It makes absolutely no sense. So those are things that I want to do. I also want to speed up MWBE. We don't push hard enough to get local, minority, and women-owned businesses their share of the pie with all this construction going on, with all the development going on. So I've done that with the courthouse. We're going to exceed the numbers. I was part of the group that selected the GC that's building that project and made sure that we knew who was going to be there that was local minority before it got done. So, I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, I'll help you out there. One thing you mentioned, I know when Danny Rivera was announced on your ticket, was that you talked about getting rid of the public safety department and going back to
100%.
Police department and a fire department.
Yes.
So what's the benefit of that?
The benefit of that is each department has a leader who's solely focused on the needs or priorities of that. So the fire department of Jersey City has severely suffered for the past 11 years. Their infrastructure hasn't been brought up to date. They haven't made the investment even in vehicles that they need to do and that they should do. So that's an easy thing to do. You have a police department and fire department. This idea that you were going to save money, you never saved money. First of all, I think Shay's making like $225, $250 a year. That's a lot of money for a directorship. And then you've got a director of police under Shay. So that makes no sense. So I think that they're unique, they have their unique needs, and they need to be separate departments with separate leadership of each one. Not just a chief, but a director, because the role of a chief is day-to-day operations. The role of a director is put together the plans, make sure that the money is there, make sure the equipment is purchased, make sure the infrastructure of the buildings is taken care of.
All right, you already sort of answered it, but let me just ask you directly. And I asked this of Councilman Solomon too. So for people that say, O'Day's way too close to the machine, he's way too close to Fulop, you endorsed Fulop for mayor early, Fulop for governor early. Why? Could you tell us how this wouldn't be just like an unofficial Fulop fourth term?
Oh, hell no. Steve Fulop and I are very much different. I'm a very much hands-on guy. Fulop created a department of public safety. I want to get rid of it. The city recreation department had free summer camps. They got rid of it. I'm going to bring them back. I think issue by issue. I'm not going to keep your taxes artificially down for 1 year for my own benefit when it costs twice as much the next year. So look, I like Steve. He's a friend. I think he's done a lot of good things, but him and I have a much different approach to it. I'm a lifelong Jersey City resident, and I kind of laugh that I'm too close to the machine. I'm the only person running that's run in a primary and beat the political machine, not once, but twice. So maybe 3 times, and it could be a good wrestling, right? 3 wrestling times, 1, 2, 3. But look, I have to work with those folks, and you have to continue to work with them. You can't just fight them all the time. But I've never been afraid to stand up to them. And as you know, I've taken my lumps over the whole ICE issue, right? Stripped of my vice chairmanship, thrown off committees, still not back in the Public Safety Committee, but punished for what I believe in. I'll stand by my record all the time.
Fair enough. So, Commish, believe it or not, unfortunately, we're almost out of time already. So,
okay.
Any closing thoughts about just what's happening on the municipal or county level you'd like to share? Anything about the campaign?
I mean, we're already out knocking on doors. You know, the last thing that I didn't point out, my last point that's critical, I'm going to demand the state give us our money back to our Board of Ed. That was done politically, and they stole our money. And whether I have to send and close Trenton down one day, that's my first priority. 'Cause if you want to deal with taxes in Jersey City, the state of New Jersey needs to give us our money. How does Patterson get 4 times as much money as we do? How do West New York and Union City get more money than we do for state aid? Makes absolutely no sense.
Well, a lot of people have said that, but why do you think you could effectuate it?
Because I would get all the legislators to vote no on the budget until that happened. I would file additional lawsuits. I talked to the superintendent yesterday, shut the schools down for a day and bus every kid and shut the city of Trenton down. If you point out that something is egregious, and that's egregious what happened, eventually the truth will come out and they'll have no choice but to come up with a fair formula.
Commish, thank you so much.
No
Always
problem.
a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. We're not done yet. We'll be right back.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Comprehensive healthcare is here, here, and here. RWJ Barnabas Health is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County with its 2 newest locations, Hoboken and Exchange Place. Within walking distance or accessible by mass transit, our locations combine convenience with primary and specialty care, including cardiology, women's health, orthopedics, cancer care, and more. Let's be healthy together.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
Hudson County View live at Uncut. John Arhitis. So let's talk a little bit, guys, about this new lawsuit where the city of Union City is suing the city of Hoboken. This is a phrase you've heard me use quite a few times in the past, I don't know, year to 2 years. Obviously, it's not the first time. So let's talk about this. So about a week ago, this is all about this settlements that were approved at the September 4th meeting of the Hoboken City Council. So what that, if you guys forgot, what that was just Block 106 and just Block 112, which makes up the Western Edge project that would be done by Pegasus Partners in the city of Hoboken in the 5th Ward. Now, they approved these partial settlements, and what happened there, after the, well, actually during, I should say, the meeting, is we heard from council from Union City, and they basically said, like, look, you're giving the city away to developers, number one, and you're not addressing our concerns. We're a third-party complaint in this lawsuit, and we're not going to give up if you approve this. So the council did approve it by a somewhat narrow vote, and now, about a month later, actually just slightly less than a month later, Union City is suing. So, as they said they would. Now, basically, there's a lot here, but let's look at this. The settlement agreements blindly mandate the approval of both the Block 112 and Block 106 amended projects without depicting the details of how the projects will appear. This, despite the fact that the Hoboken Western Edge settlement agreement drastically changes the existing footprint for the Block 106 project by allowing the construction of an additional 300 units, an additional 5 stories, and an additional 50 feet of height beyond what was originally contemplated in the Block 106 project. So, I mean, as you can see, they're not happy about the height. They talk also in the lawsuit a little bit about what this would do to the views over in Union City. And, you know, this is something that goes to court every so often throughout the state of New Jersey. And whether or not, like, residents or a municipality is guaranteed views, you know, has been fought about for many, many decades. So, having said that, you know, this project, this situation, I should say, has really just been drawn out for forever. I mean, Mayor Ravi Bala came to terms the project July 2021. Union City filed their third-party agreement lawsuit in February 2022. And the Pegasus Partners lawsuit has been pending for 3 years now and doesn't look like it's going anywhere based on what we're seeing here. The city declined to comment, and you know, I imagine that this is going to go on for a while, as it already has. And don't forget, the Hoboken Planning Board is currently hearing 914, 930 Monroe Street, which is already in litigation. Union City again suing Hoboken in that instance. And I think we could say with a pretty high level of certainty that if this gets approved, that's going to be yet another lawsuit between these two neighboring cities. So obviously no love lost there. We're keeping an eye on it. Just real quick, we haven't talked Trenton in a little bit. So Assemblyman Julio Marenco, he's a North Bergen guy, and he represents that 33rd Legislative District. He unveiled a trio of bills, and specifically that's to create a statewide artificial intelligence system, prevent price gouging, and giving the New Jersey State Parole Board additional powers against mentally ill and or dangerous inmates. So I'll let you read that one for yourself. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, and we're running short on time, so want to try to get through a little bit of everything here. We do want to offer our condolences to the family of Dr. Patricia McGeehan. She was the superintendent of schools in Bayonne for a full 17 years. That was from the year 2000 to the year 2017. And all we know from the current superintendent, which is John J. Neese, is that she passed away after a short illness. So, you know, again, never fun to report on these kind of things, but, you know, want to make you aware just like anything else. And those that wanted to pay their respects did so on Sunday and Monday, respectively. So, in another interesting development over in Jersey City, Hoboken, there's a little crossover on this one. Basically, Rebuild by Design is proceeding in Jersey City after they got some assurances in writing about a potential Hudson light rail station. Now, if you're familiar with Rebuild by Design, of course, it's that flood resiliency project. The original investment was $230 million. It's closer to $300 million now. And it's a flood resiliency project for Hoboken, Jersey City, and Weehawken. And we heard from former Mayor Dawn Zimmer talking about late last year, all the way through this spring, about this project being basically held up for political reasons. She had some unkind things to say about Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop and her successor, Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala. But now, after getting some assurances from Bala, as well as Governor Phil Murphy, that said that the state, and in the instance of paying for an engineering study, the city of Hoboken, covered the cost. So now Jersey City plans on moving forward with this construction in the upcoming weeks. That's according to city spokeswoman Kimberly Wallace-Calcione. And finally, you know, another thing out of the Mile Square City, you might remember back in May, they were going to vote on these 3 different art projects, and the river that flows 2 ways, which was the sculpture that was proposed for Pier C, that was something that was in this 3-piece package, if you will. Well, it was withdrawn when the other 2 pieces were approved last month. And after looking at some meeting minutes, the Fund for a Better Waterfront discovered that the city will not be moving forward, and city spokeswoman Marilyn Barr confirmed that to me in an email. So with that, folks, we're going to call it a week. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.